Wait, is that how you spell that?
What?
There's an A in there, right?
Stealth?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They spelled it STEL?
TH. Yeah. No A. That's
Stealth.
fun. That's so fun. Hey, I mean, you can
Is that
do
a tilde?
whatever you want.
I think that was a movie back in the day with Danny DeVito.
Stealth?
No,
Tilde.
Tilde.
Yeah. Just tilde.
Hi.
The firing pin.
I feel like it's been so long.
Dun, 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 dun. We've been doing every other, and it's not the same. We lose our pace.
We're
We lose
tired.
our,
We're tired,
We're
boss.
tired, boss. Yeah. We're getting there, though. We're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've just missed my picture.
You can come in here whenever.
I got up here and I just sat down.
You hear the waves.
Yeah.
You hear the seagulls, right?
Yep. It's my little island.
Is it an island?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a peninsula island.
You put out, you just like do these things. You don't even ask. Clearly, like, it wasn't my idea to, What is going on tonight with the stream? What are we doing?
We're doing a special giveaway. So fun. I mean, you have it down by you, Joe, if you want to bring it up.
Do we want to just tease it a little bit? Just show them
The BYRNA. I don't like the case is all gross. This is our demo BYRNA.
So if you've never seen one of these are not just pepper ball launchers. They shoot like plastic and they have rubber, like they're like rubbery, right? The Eco ones.
No, that's like chalk.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
It's
for eco.
Non-lethal self-defense tools.
You don't shoot the Eco. That's just for testing outside and shooting that stuff. You don't want to like hit it with your lawnmower and zip it through your kid's forehead. Oof. That's a problem. It's a real problem.
We chose to go with one of these because everybody that's 18 and older can just have one.
Mhm.
So it's easy. It's not like a handgun where you need a pistol permit or semi-automatic rifle where you have to have a permit now.
Or if you don't want to put forth the effort to get your pistol permit, which is just silly, do it. If they don't want you to have it, it should make you want to get 4 of them. Like, go right now, get your application. Link in the bio for doing the pistol permit classes. But yeah, BYRNA, pretty sweet. And this is the original BYRNA. They just came out with the CL or compact launcher BYRNA, which if you're familiar with handguns, the SIG P365, little micro compact dealio, is about the same size. So you go from a 68 caliber projectile or a standard paintball to a 61 caliber projectile. So flies a little bit harder. You get a little bit more velocity out of it. You're still getting your pepper, your kinetic, your eco, but it's in a nice compact package. Fiber optic sights on the CL and optics cut, and they're making their own optics, but it's a universal plate pattern, so you can throw whatever pistol dot you want on there. I want to say these retail for $450. CLs will retail for $499. They only come in black and orange right now in the compacts, but in the flavor that we're showing you right now, which you can win, it comes in orange, purple, pink, Sharpie, or the yellow, black, tan, and gray.
Wow.
Depending on who you get it from. There's some distributor exclusive ones, or if you go right direct.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Tons of people saying hi. Just for those that didn't hear, we are giving this away, this BYRNA launcher away tonight. So stay tuned. Listen on how you're going to win this, and it's going to be super fun. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, and we've missed you. We wanted to, make it up.
Yeah, we've been as we started, we've been kind of bad with, consistent streaming. So this is one of our ways to make it up to all of our loyal viewers.
So fun. So fun. We've been carrying BYRNA for a little while now. Kind of
forever.
Well,
not forever. 6 years.
Wow. Yeah. So kind of one of those products that, I always wish we could push it more. It's one of those products that we carry. Mm-hmm. It would be cool to do maybe some training or some classes, or maybe some, maybe we break a few of these out. We get a few more of the demo ones, and we do some like range days with them. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be kind of fun. Do some examples. You want to get a shot again? You want to do pepper sprayed? Come on.
I have had the craving.
It's so weird. Don't make it weird.
This is a different type of.
This is a family
The
stream.
issue
This
is
is a
like-
family stream. Don't talk like that. Don't be weird about it.
I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I definitely want to feel the pep. Maybe I'll let you hit a board next to my
Feel the
face.
burn. Yeah, you don't want to be hit with the.
I just don't feel like getting shot.
That'll be cool. We'll set up a piece of plywood, and you can stand behind
Like
it,
the circle will be like
and then we'll shoot it.
an
Yeah,
inch from my eyes.
yeah,
and
that's fair. Jeremiah said he's going to donate it to the Toys for Tots if he gets it.
I'm down.
He
Yeah,
says,
You
"Just
certainly
kidding."
can. Yeah.
I'll give you 10%
Just
off
Kidding.
all of the burners you buy.
Oh my gosh! Just a little bunch of little punk kids shooting each other on
Shooting
Christmas
each other
Day.
with
Just
Well, you don't have to
Oh.
get it with a pepper ball. You can get just the kinetic ones, which I would suggest doing.
And this one
anyways.
couldn't it shoot any paintball or no?
Realistically,
same
yeah.
caliber?
Realistically, you
Yeah.
could do a paintball through it if you wanted to. I don't see a real need for
Sure.
that. For spending how much you're spending on one of these to get the capabilities of a paintball and buy a paintball gun,
Yeah. How much is a Titman 98 these days? Why don't I just get one of those?
at least $98. I think that's
Oh, you.
it wasn't the
Oh,
year. It wasn't the year
you.
it came out. It was the price.
Oh,
point.
you. So super cool. BYRNA. We carry them. Like,
154.
we have them here. Is that how much they are?
Yeah, 154.
That's not that much. I think they are an excellent addition to the tool belt, right? Like every tool has a purpose.
Mhm.
There's no universal, like one size fits all for anything. It's another thing to have. You might go to a non-permissive environment where this is the answer. You know, maybe you're a college student living on campus where this would be allowed, where a real firearm might not be, which I'd still probably just carry a real firearm because, you know, judged by 12, carried by 6 type of
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, do
you
they
know?
check you really?
No.
It's-
No.
Yeah.
That is my one critique on something like this. Like if you can get a pistol permit, that's obviously the best option. There are people, and I don't fault them, there are people that are morally opposed to taking another human's life, like even if that means they would die. Like I don't agree with that, but there are people that prescribe to that. So, you know, there's that consideration. Or there are people who, for whatever reason, they can't get a pistol permit, right? They're either unwilling or they're not able to get a pistol permit. This is unregulated. You know, it's not you just come in and buy it. Anybody,
It's
you know,
50 state legal.
Yeah, you got to be 18
within
to buy
certain
it, right? Obviously, because it's pepper spray.
18. Well, so
Sorry about
that's where it becomes a 50 state legal because there's pepper spray,
Mhm,
there's OC,
mhm.
CS. There's a bunch of stuff that they make variants of that are your LE or your civilian use, or some states that allow you to use those. They say 50 state legal because you can just use kinetic. So certain
Sure.
states allow you to have and not have, like New York State, you can now have the pepper, but you can't have like the max, which is your CS and stuff, your
Mhm.
tear gas, basically.
Mhm.
You're still throwing something spicy downrange. It's just not as spicy as some of the other stuff. So
I believe it sounds silly though. I don't think this is why they did it, but I think the difference is you can't use like the OC spray is like purely a chemical, like
it's an
or
irritant. Yeah,
whatever,
it's
versus
not as natural
the pepper
as
spray
which
is based off of like a natural like
resin
a
capsation.
pepper
Yeah.
plant or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're very what do you want to say? New York State only allows the vegan
Green.
stuff. Yeah, yes, yeah.
Green.
Eco-friendly.
Vegan self-defense.
Yes.
organic, founded Wagensile.
Super
would
cool.
bullets be organic because they're from the earth and vegan?
Yeah, they're all natural.
Is my ammunition ethically mined too?
I would think so. Sure.
They're not using.
They'll put
like,
that on the box.
slave labor
They'll
in
put
some
that
other
on the
country
box.
to
Well.
mine my ammunition.
Colorado's kind of.
I mean,
Colorado.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like where they mine copper. I have no idea.
Arizona.
Super,
Yeah, Arizona.
super fun.
Is that what that big like quarry is on the way to Buffalo?
in Arizona, the Buffalo, Arizona.
Buffalo, New York.
Oh yeah,
Giant quarry.
yeah.
Always wanted to go there.
Yeah.
What do they mine there? Do you know?
Nothing anymore.
Ground,
Really?
Yeah,
the earth.
most of the quarries you see around here are not. They're just empty, desolate craters. Because we found all the lizard people and we're
Like, okay.
Oh, we found them.
Same reason we don't go to the moon.
Yeah. Moon's haunted.
Makes sense. Tracks. So we've been super busy over here. You boys have been just killing it in the retail side and planning for Freedom Weekend. We got to talk about Freedom Weekend.
Yeah.
That's coming up June 21st, 22nd. Really, we got to back that up. I wanted to start June. It's starting on the 20th with our
Ribbon cutting
ceremony.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. Freedom Weekend this year is going to be our grand reopening. It's long overdue and just a little overdue. It's all right. The last two Freedom Weekends have been very interesting. The first Freedom Weekend after the fire, half the building was still up.
So weird.
The old building. That was very
odd.
odd.
Inside of
that
it
was
too.
very strange. Yeah. And then the second one, we had like the shell of the building up. We had a roof over our heads. And so then this year we'll be back fully open. We're very excited about that. We've been buttoning up, we're down to that like punch list of items left on the inside here of like this room is pretty much done. There's like maybe one or two minor little things, like the fire alarm guy's got to put that box on that little outlet there. And they got to put in, there's a security camera that goes in here, so like there's just a couple minor things. And a lot of the rooms are starting to get to that. So we're super excited. Time on the 20th. We actually don't have a time nailed down yet. Probably late afternoon, 3 or 4, and then it'll go till 8 or 9 o'clock, but the ribbon cutting has to kind of happen during like business hours per se for the Chamber of Commerce to come down. So
there's a after party for the ribbon cutting for members.
Very cool. That'll be fun.
Pretty exclusive.
Yeah. To plug the membership, if we could plug that in the comments, a link to the memberships. We are still kind of in the last few weeks. I think once Freedom Weekend hits, that'll be the last go at the crowdfunding, like the deals for the memberships. We'll do away with the deals and it'll just be standard pricing, which we can go over here in a little bit. But right now we still have an amazing deal to help crowdfund, get us over that finish line, help us really just put those finishing touches in here. We have yet to like outfit the members lounge. That's like one of the things that I'm really I want to wait until like that 2 weeks before we open and just go to Dunn's and be like, okay, are we getting the mid-level couch or can we get a few nicer couches or can we get
premium black leather,
the Buck Hunter, off of Marketplace we've been looking at, like, there's a few things we want to get for the members lounge,
blocks and 2x4.
Yeah, there's a distinct possibility it's going to be that. Yes, we're going to have.
You're going to like it.
Arms Preservation Inc. Your guns have two enemies, politicians and rust. We can't do much about politicians, but Arms Preservation Inc. has rust covered. API storage bags are designed to protect your firearms, ammunition, and other valuables for up to 10 years. No oils, no grease, just real protection. Unlike those cheap single-layer bags that barely last 2 or 3 years, API uses 4mm thick, dual-layer barriers that block moisture and the elements while releasing vapor corrosion inhibiting technology to create a one-of-a-kind microenvironment inside their bag, protecting your precious investments. Personally, I completely trust them. Every ammo can I use is lined with an API bag. The best part, these bags are made right here locally in Rochester with American source materials and American labor. So you're not just protecting your guns, you're supporting a quality craftsmanship and company that keeps its roots in the US while supporting your Second Amendment rights. Your guns and collectibles are valuable. Protect your investments with API. Get the best long-term firearm storage bags at apistoragebags.com or pick them up in person locally at the firing pin. Now back to the show.
It's going to be very
Spend too much time together.
interesting beanbag chairs that are going to be made out of like extra packaging material we get. Like we'll just put all the extra packaging material
wood.
in. It's just
Joe, isn't that your
all the
couch?
wood chips from the planer. Like,
I swear to God, that was your couch from your own.
But yes, on the 20th, on June 20th, if you are a member, we're going to have a VIP members party after the ribbon cutting ceremony. So that'll be super fun. And we intend to, like, as soon as we get that C of O, we're going to have like a soft opening, we'll say, for the members. They can come in before any of this if we're able to. It's gonna come down pretty close to the wire, I'll be honest. But we're gonna get you there.
For
So
sure.
super excited. Take a look at the membership deals. Let us know what you think of those. And yeah, if you can help us out, I know things are tight right now, but that's going to be the best way to secure the best pricing moving forward, at least for a year, right? And then I think too, moving forward, especially the people that are helping us out in this scenario, like before we open, I think we'll probably give you the best pricing like forever moving forward. Like every year you renew,
It's only fair.
you're going to get better
Yeah.
pricing than everybody else just because you supported us at this time. I think, yeah, 100%. Ty, you had a couple questions highlighted. Do you want to read them out?
Yeah. The first question is from Nick. They asked, give us a tour of the stuff up on the top wall behind us.
Well,
$2 bills.
yeah, obviously the
skateboard,
painting,
yeah.
you know, this is a, was it Rembrandt? Was it
Monet.
Monet?
Actually, yeah.
Monet.
Before he changed to Monet.
And that's
What's
it.
up there?
Yeah. No, we have cool skateboard. These are actually, we have a few of them left.
Yeah, those are very exclusive. That was like, we'll never do this again. That exact run. This was
Yeah.
like, this run
Or possibly any run.
was a
but-
limited. We may never do skateboards again. I think they're cool as fuck.
I think they're so cool.
I can't ride a skateboard. My butt does not belong anywhere near a skateboard. I just think they're cool. I've always thought they're cool. Like I want to be the cool kid in Zoomies. Like I wasn't cool enough in school. I wasn't cool enough. What else is up there?
Daniel Defense sign. We traded a really great customer and friend of ours. I love that sign. It looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And if you know us, you know we're, my wife would say hoarders, but we're collectors of old stuff.
Yes.
So there's a lot of really cool antique boxes of ammunition up there. Some 12 gauges,
These are just the ones that we thought were cool. We have
20,
probably thousands at this
Oh,
point.
we have
Yeah.
so many.
ridiculous amount.
I'm very thankful that we were able to save 99% of that stuff.
Yeah.
When the fire happened.
And we got more.
Yeah, and we've continued to get
Yeah,
more
getting more.
since. People every day come in. You know, that is the one of the highlights of this job is just you never know what's going to walk through the door, and some days it's a giant ammo can full of 15 pristine 300 Holland and 375 H&H like old ammo boxes, which there's a few of those up there. I think we showed them on the stream a little while ago, and we talked about those. But yeah, that's one of the blessings of this job is you just get
So
a
many
lot of cool
things.
history that you know, it sounds corny, but I feel that responsibility. I think we take it very seriously of like we are going to safeguard this stuff. We're going to keep it and display it and share it with the future, you know, generations. And
We are the curators of the 2A community.
we kind of are. And
You could patent that one.
you and I have been talking a lot about the museum
Yeah.
here and about maybe making that a little bit more, not a formal thing, but somewhat more
The Tate Road Collective.
of a
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Of a thing versus just, oh yeah, we have a cabinet of cool stuff over there. Like take a look at it.
I want to
Maybe
be like a library, like an actual
having some
open and
like,
close.
yes, organization to it,
Yeah.
some signage, you know, like this is what this is and here's why it matters, you know, or maybe here's what this is and here's its connection to Western New York.
Mhm.
I think that'd be super cool. I know this area, I know a lot of you know this already, but because of the Erie Canal, like we are the fertile crescent, so to speak, of American gun making, like in this country. It all happened along the Erie Canal, like just that industrial revolution, all of that, like all of the great old gun makers were either along the Erie Canal or in like that tri-state New York, Philly, like that kind of area. So there's a ton of local history that's super, super cool. Just if you go through like even the Winchester history of when they were coming out with their lever actions, like the lever action wars that kind of happened where they would just buy out everybody. There was a company there was an Adirondack Gun Company, and that was the name. That was their name. And they made this interesting lever action with a unique twist to it. And Winchester bought them to like get that little design or whatever and take them off the market.
Yep.
and we've seen them
Mhm.
like come through. And there's tons of other examples, obviously like Utica with Ithaca and all those companies. Who was up in Utica? Was it Fox? I want to say
Fox and Savage.
Yeah. Savage. That's what I was
Savage,
thinking of.
Springfield.
Yeah. Well, super cool.
Chicopee.
Ooh,
Chicopee with Springfield, yeah.
Look at you.
Boom,
So,
boom.
yeah, we're hoping to make that more of an experience in and of itself versus just, here's a gun shop with like a couple cool things in a cabinet over there. So we're excited about that. And yeah.
An experience. We want you to stay. We don't want you to come in, get your stuff, and leave. We want you to hang out.
That
We
is
want
kind
you
of
to
like
enjoy it.
the point of the live or the member lounge. Like if you're a
Mhm.
member and say you work from home or do any that kind of stuff, hang out, go upstairs. Yeah, you might hear some maybe gunshots, muffled, but please hang out. As long as we don't have like any of the rooms booked out, it's one of the membership perks.
Yeah, we definitely were talking about the other day too of we want to have almost like how a college or like a library would have like study rooms where you could book them out. Like this room would be one of those rooms. This is a nice like 150 square foot room. You could use it as like a little podcast studio like we are. You could, if you had a meeting, you wanted to have a client come out, like, this could be the Chili's of the 2020s, like of the 2020s and 30s. This could be where business is done. Instead of going to like a Chili's or an airport, Radisson, you come here. Like you take your client, shoot in the range a little bit, show them, how to kill a human, and then you bring them in here and you close a business deal.
You talk business,
Yeah. So,
God damn.
We'll let you take a machine gun.
Whatever. Yeah. Did you see that meme where it was like, I went over to meet my girlfriend's parents and like the dad pulls me aside and like sits me down and like sitting across from each other. He pulls his gun out. He puts it on the table. So I pulled my gun out. I put my gun on the table. Like I thought that's the thing we were doing. Like, all right. We had another question or comment.
We had a few.
I love it.
I'll look at my laptop too.
I know Jeremiah asked one.
Yes, Jeremiah. There we go. What are the possibilities of holding events such as small wedding receptions at the firing pin? Yes. Hit one of us up.
I never thought you'd ask, Jeremiah. I've been waiting for so long. Is this how we do it? Is this how it happens?
Only if you
on the
went to
live
K.
stream? What'd you say?
Only if you went to K.
A legitimate shotgun wedding.
I'm like, we're gonna have so many. I want to host so many events here, like corporate parties, team bonding, bachelorette parties. Just can't have alcohol. It's the only no alcohol.
And we're still exploring that because
He likes to explore.
the way that the law is written is like we couldn't serve it to you, but we're unclear if you.
But
can
if it's
bring
in
your
the
own.
building,
Yeah. I don't know how that works.
We're not going to serve you alcohol.
Yeah.
no, they didn't serve you alcohol in the Prohibition either. You just happened to find it.
There could be anything in that orange juice. I have no idea.
I think we'll.
I don't know.
You got to pay for that.
Cameron,
Orange juice is extra.
longtime viewer. Cameron asks where his Terry Labonte car is that he gave me, which thank you, Cam. We don't just collect ammunition boxes. We now also collect NASCAR 1/24th scale cars. Please don't bring any more.
I threw that out.
We have too many. What? That is in a place of honor. This sounds like it's not a place. It's on the back stairwell.
It's in the emergency exit. Yeah.
It's like a little hide and go seek. It's like a little, it's fun.
Yeah, when you walk into the fire pit, we'll give you an I Spy sheet, and you have to check
Yes.
everything off.
Find a Terry Labonte Cheerios car, or whatever it was.
That actually would be pretty fun.
That would be for the kids.
It's for the kids.
Keeps the kids busy while their dad shops.
Yeah.
All right, kids. First thing you're going to want to find is the broom. Okay, you found the broom. Now take the broom
Find all the dust.
and find, the more dust you sweep up, the more TFP points you get. Those can be redeemed for stickers that are free anyways. Genius. Fun stuff. Let's check out Nick's message. Always interested in any boxes.
I don't have Facebook
I love
open
boxes.
easily.
Send me pictures of your boxes, and we will buy them.
Careful, SpongeBob.
We won't buy the pictures of the box, but
We'll buy
John, I thought John was speaking in young. Like, where'd you get that cat buffalo mount, fam? Like John asked
Well,
where we got
the Cape Buffalo,
the Cape Buffalo,
yeah.
but he wrote cat buffalo.
I want it.
Like, yo, fam, yo, chat.
Well, you only he took a picture of the Cape Buffalo, which is cool, but I won a sable or water buck, like a really cool gazelle, and a zebra pelt.
That
You didn't take pictures of those.
Sable.
A sable.
Sable.
A sable.
That thing is big.
Yeah.
You saw him mounted up on
He's
the wall.
a big boy. Oh, no, you mounted it?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah,
See?
get your
Yeah.
TFP
All
seek,
right.
and, seek and find.
Seek and find.
Seek and find.
What the Walmart Great Value is there?
We couldn't get the rights for hide and seek. Hasbro's got that locked down. We couldn't get it. Oh my gosh!
Seek
I
and
should have taken this BYRNA launcher to the
But-
negotiation because they couldn't find it through the metal. They can't see
Won it at
You'll
the
see it.
we won it at the Hesney auction house. So
Very
they have
cool.
another one coming up at the end of this month because now we're in May.
Really?
Yeah. Bet against me, I dare you.
Don't do it.
Never
Yeah, that
bet
Cape
against
Buffalo.
the
That
Tatro.
thing's
The
gonna be.
Tatro funds are deep.
And I want to give
Ooh, that was a
I
little bit.
want to give a shout out. We had a gentleman that was actually close.
Oh,
That was
good
a
stuff.
I
one
heard
and
the
a-
metal
This
shit.
is a 1.5 Mississippi. Hey, Mr. Baker was watching me struggle getting this Cape Buffalo into the back of my car, not a truck, sports utility vehicle. And out of the goodness of his heart, and there are still good people out there, he asked where it was going. And I said where it was going, and he took it out of his way and delivered that Cape Buffalo safe and sound right to us. So, Mr. Baker, I know you're watching. Thank you. And if you're not watching, you should be.
So just because we're getting really close to the time that everything opens up, I do at least want to drop the link.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to drop the link on how to win the BYRNA launcher. It doesn't open until like after the stream. So you're going to have to wait. And plus it's password protected. So we'll have to give you the password, which I will do in a few minutes. So basically, just to get back into that, how to win the BYRNA launcher. So we just teased it. Let me get my really official documents here. Okay, I dropped the link in chat. We're using this new app called Activity Messenger. If you're going to start using classes for us, if you're going to start taking classes with us, you're going to see this website a lot. This is where all of our new checkout forms are for pistol permit classes, future classes, all that good stuff. So, an error occurred. Ooh, it didn't. Joe, do you have that link? There we go. It posted. So I posted the link. Go there again. Password protected. There's a few ways to get entries. We'll call them points or entries. All you have to do is just fill out the form. That'll get you an entry. We're going to give you a bonus phrase at some point during the stream. We'll let you know what that is. That's an extra point. And if you share the stream, that'll be another point. Just make sure that when you share the stream, we can't see if you share the stream unless you go public with it. So make sure that your little share icon is public. If you do all three of those things, fill out the form, enter the bonus phrase, and share the stream, we will give you 4 entries. That's 4 chances to win.
That's super cool.
Pretty easy. All you gotta do is just fill out your name, email, and blah blah blah.
Pretty cool.
But again, that doesn't open up for a little bit, and
So stay tuned.
so yeah, and like the password is easy. Just give that. It's fine. You can't do it until later, anyways. When you are able to do it, the password is BYRNA, literally BYRNA, capital B, official BYRNA, BYRNA.
They can't read that.
Let it focus.
Oh my gosh.
BYRNA.
Whoa. Whoa.
So that's the password.
Technology.
And I guess you'll just have to stay tuned for the bonus phrase to get that extra entry.
The password is not snowshoes, according to Jeremiah.
Damn, it should have been snowshoes.
Damn it. Yeah, well, if this was during the winter, you wish you'd have some.
but it's during the winter.
This is a really good
It's
winter
not
to have
during the winter.
snowshoes. This one we just went through.
I
Those are
didn't
really
have
good
any,
Did
and
you
I
use your
survived.
snowshoes?
Not one damn time.
Okay.
Not one time. The perfect winter. And I just had
Seems like a missed
was
opportunity.
here. Yeah, a little bit. I don't feel cheated at all. It's fine. It's fine.
Mark that down in the.
just angry notebook writing.
I'm gonna mail that to
Fun
myself.
stuff. So I'm scared to click on the link that Jim sent us. No, I'm just kidding. What is it? Is it about the Buffalo thing? Probably.
X-ham.
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 What kind of cross ham?
Cross hamster.
It's a
This is good
YouTube.
canoe weather. Speaking of things, yeah.
The water's supposed to stay outside the boat, but yeah, it's not.
Just drill a hole in the bottom. So
Every weather is good canoe weather. So yeah, all of it.
I'm just gonna take a guess because this is the thing that everybody's sharing, and excuse me if I'm wrong, Jim, but it's
I can't,
probably
like,
the Buffalo.
I can't click on it.
I can't.
Like,
Our app, we can't click on stuff like that.
I can't even copy it.
But I guess
I'll read it to you. You ready? HTTP. Everybody will wait. Just hang on. No, I'm just kidding. Terrible content. Type this into your browsers, everyone. Yeah, I mean that video was
That's not what it was, but
hard to watch.
we could talk about that.
Like, it was on the Unsubscribed
Yeah.
podcast, right?
Yep.
Which I've heard of that before, but I'm not like I haven't watched it. Like I don't subscribe to them or whatever. But that has who, like Brandon Herrera's in there.
Hmm.
Donut operator.
Donut
He's in
operator,
there,
yeah.
right?
What's his real name?
Fat electrician. It's Donut, and his last name's Operator.
Administrative results, right? No, he's not in there.
I don't know who the other two guys are.
Well, so on this one, the other guy was Angry Cop's buddy that they have
Okay.
their own. They have their own podcast with, and they both work in the, well, might still work at
As of right
Buffalo Special Victims Unit, which is what Angry Cop was basically whistleblowing in a good way about how, for lack of better words, basically fuck the school system is out in Buffalo. And I mean, honestly, I'm sure it's terrible everywhere, but in specific instances, he went over in detail about what was going on in Buffalo and how your children are not safe.
We should post
And
that video.
No one
I'm
is
looking
truly
for
safe.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, it's all over.
It's
the-
everywhere.
It was
it's all
hard.
over the internet.
It was hard to watch someone clearly so strong, and not just like, obviously he's a big physical guy, but like he's a combat veteran, I believe.
I think he was a drill sergeant. Yeah.
and he's
He still is a drill sergeant. I literally just watched it last night.
he's been a public servant. He's been a police officer for a while. So like, he's physically strong. He seems pretty mentally, like you got to be pretty tough to do those jobs.
Sure.
Like he doesn't seem like, not that it's not cool to be emotional. I love being emotional, but to see someone like that, like lose it, telling a
Yeah.
story like that was hard to watch. Like, I was getting emotional watching the video, just seeing him get emotional.
Sure,
like,
having to pull it together a couple times.
such a
yeah.
serious, topic. And there was a report somewhere here out of Rochester that one of the schools here in the Rochester City School District reported for like 2024 0 instances of bullying in the
Wow.
entire school. And it's like a middle school in the city.
bully free zone. Dude.
Are you kidding me? Like, so I'm sure of it. Yes, they're like Buffalo got caught, right? I'm sure it's happening everywhere. And it's a real problem. And it's,
Well, not only did they get caught, they denied
that's
and
the,
destroyed and tampered with
Yeah.
actual evidence. That
that's what killed the Catholic Church. That's what's killed the Boy Scouts. When the organization becomes more important than people,
Sure.
and like protecting the organization becomes the chief like motive, like that doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It's like the government.
Same thing. Yeah. Like when it's all about the narrative and protecting, the image, like, and we're willing to do anything, like ends justify the means type of shit. Like that's when things break down. And it sounds like that's where things are at in Buffalo. And that's scary. It's sad. Hopefully this brings some change, to light, and hopefully
Yeah, hopefully it wakes up the right people for sure.
It was hard to hear like he wanted to stay silent on this because he's worried that by going public with this now, he's going to be taken off of that job, and now kids are going to be at risk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's really good at what he does, and now, you know, kids are now at risk because either someone not as good as him or just someone even not at all will be doing that
Absolutely.
job. So, speaking of a danger to public schools, hey, welcome the audience.
Jason, we could probably.
No,
Okay.
No.
Nope.
I'm just kidding. I'm not moving. If he can come in with me not having to do anything. Oh,
6 is a party.
all right. Well,
Hi, Malachi.
The drum.
Hi.
Weren't you just commenting and stuff?
I did.
Were you doing that while driving?
No, I'm sitting next door.
Okay.
Fun stuff. So we've talked about it a bunch. We've got a little BYRNA launcher in front of us that we'll be giving away. When will we be giving it away?
So the giveaway is going to be the next live stream.
So you've got a whole week basically to.
Are we doing it every other week now?
Okay, so we're gonna have 2 weeks. Probably, yeah.
The next live stream. You have at least a week,
Yeah.
maybe 2 weeks.
Let's go live next week just to.
Okay.
Let's give them 1 week.
So you have 1 week. The form closes 1 week from now at 7 p.m. And like, please, if you're watching this on Spotify or YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your stuff, you're more than welcome to hop on. I'll be sure to include the link in the description of that because you can't see it on Facebook. Password's BYRNA, capital B.
Super cool. And what's like the retail? That's like $4.99, right? $4.50.
So $450 on the standard, $4.99 on the CL, which is what the little small guys we were talking about. We're giving away the big boy, the
Super
68 caliber one. So yeah, you will get a W9 at the end of the year, or $10.99 at the end of the year.
Super cool. Yeah, they're neat. We got to break one out one of these days and shoot with it and like do some stuff on camera. Like maybe a nice night when it's not raining like it is now. We can go outside and just do a demo of one. I think that'd be fun.
Malachi, can
You want to get shot?
we shoot you?
You like to play paintball?
With the kinetics or the pepper?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes. Both. Yes.
I'll go for the kinetics.
The stream said they can't hear. He said a yes to everything.
He said yes.
He's not on mic.
That was
so
consent.
I
Yeah.
said
Sounds good.
yes to only the
All right.
kinetic
That's
option.
so cool. Yeah.
he's such
All
a
right.
he's such a good friend.
Just a team player.
Being pepper sprayed isn't that bad. It sucks for like an hour.
I've
Hour
learned he
30.
mostly says yes. What?
I wanted to say something.
Say what?
When
What do
he's
you mean?
asleep, it doesn't
What do you
count.
mean? That air mattress is a roomy twin.
Joe, you printed off some really interesting news. That first article right there.
Yeah, didn't we already talk about it with Olin picking up ammo, or we were just
I
talking
think
about
we
it
were
amongst
talking
ourselves?
about that
Gotcha.
before the stream.
We might have caught maybe the very. No, I don't think so.
Well, you're going to hear about it again. So
Regardless,
I think it's cool.
Gunbroker stemmed off, still Gunbroker, and started a company called Ammo Incorporated, where they came out, which you might already know. If not, you should look it up. There's a company that does streak ammo. So it's a non-tracer, non-burning phosphorus ammo, basically a luminescent paint that when you shoot it in low light, it will produce a Star Wars-like laser beam, green, red, and sometimes they did a couple blue ones. They also do regular defensive ammo, regular full metal jacket ammo, from your pistol calibers up to some rifle calibers. That is a subsidiary of Gunbroker, and they realized that what they did was cool. It was awesome, but they want to look more at Gunbroker as a whole and maybe do some more stuff branching out from there. So they reached out and basically had everyone put in a bid for their ammo company. And Olin, if you're not familiar with Olin, Olin is your Winchester and Browning ammunition. They are the reason why you still are seeing basically the most of your Winchester quote unquote white boxes and your AA and everything when it comes down to solid commercial ammunition. Winchester did the bid, and they bought them out of their entire 185,000 square foot manufacturing and ballistics testing facility, along with all of their employees and everything else that was already there that has been manufactured and has not actually shipped out yet. So it is pretty much a turnkey acquisition. It is not a complete buyout in the sense that they're going to completely delete everything. They're just going to assume it as their own. So you're probably going to be seeing the ammo ink. If you've been buying that before, you'll still see it in the wild, but it'll most likely be changed over to your Winchester and your Browning logos. So you'll probably see the same ammo, it'll just be called something different if I were to guess. But yeah, they're claiming that this is going to be 43 million a year more than what they're already doing in sales. So that's pretty cool, which means they're not going to slow down and pretty much ramp up it even more, which is pretty sweet. So I'm pretty excited about that because who doesn't like a good old fashioned Winchester white box?
Classic.
Yeah, not really exciting, but maybe it is. High Point, perhaps the most venerable / greatest gun company on the face of the planet, makes a AR now.
Hell yeah.
So I say it doesn't really matter because New York State and the laws and everything, it's a little bit difficult now, but you can still get it.
And you should.
Yeah.
History.
It's super cool.
The HP 15 retailing for less than $500.
It's impressive.
So if you want a pipe bomb, rock and roll.
It's got to be hard to exist, like as seen by Delton, right? Like it's got to be hard to exist in that budget AR category. You know,
it makes me wonder because if you didn't know, Delton is gone now. I wonder if High Point assumed their manufacturing. Maybe that's why they said like, all right, see ya. Like we're out of the game. See you. Bye bye.
Or like I don't know enough. Was Delton actually making stuff, or were they just branding stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was High Point making it all along because they're a factory? Like I don't know. I don't know if there was ever a Delton plant. You know, there's a lot of brands like that where, like, yeah, this is a very well-known brand, but like they don't actually make anything. They are just a brand. While you were talking about Olin, I couldn't help but look up because they existed before buying Winchester and all that kind of stuff and Western and all those companies. So they are the #1 producer of small ammunition globally.
Eat your heart out, Lake City.
Don't they run Lake City right now? I think maybe that's why they can claim that.
I thought Lake City was strictly non-commercial now.
So Lake City, but I think they still make. I think they still run the plant for the government. They're also the #1 chloralkali producer in the world.
Wow.
Do
they go hand in hand?
The #1 North American bleach and acid producer in all of North America, and the #1 global supplier of epoxy. So any epoxy made in the world is probably made by Olin.
Johnson & Johnson said, yeah, we're making hand grenades now.
For real.
Yeah, this is what we just found out.
I mean,
today.
that is how a lot of
the war effort, man.
Crazy. Yeah. They've owned Winchester since 1931.
That's so cool.
Super cool.
Kristen says Delton didn't have their own facility. They leased out a space from another manufacturer.
Interesting.
I know we can rely on you, Kristen. Thank you.
Super neat. Yeah. What else? What else we got going on? Freedom Weekend. I got to plug that again. Freedom Weekend, June 20th through the 22nd. It's like a full 3-day weekend this year. We got stuff on Friday. We got stuff on Saturday. We got stuff on Sunday.
Drop the fist emoji.
Hell yeah.
Can I get a fist
Super
emoji
excited.
chat?
Can I get a vendor check? How many vendors we got?
One just backed out.
What the fuck?
So instead of
34.
100, now we have 99.
Shame them.
No. There's no refund.
What's a free event?
Yeah, I know.
Actually, speaking of, Kristen reminded me, we've got a lot of super cool giveaways.
Yeah, you've been going hard with the giveaway stuff.
Yeah. Not going to tell you, but I guess you just have to come and get a giveaway. So
We'll have to figure out how you're going to get them.
Oh, I've already got that.
It's just Joe, like from the top of the mezzanine, just, hey, yo! Here's a free thing.
Well, actually, it's 3 of us with the water balloon one.
Stretching.
Black and white
The
filter.
rifle.
Just-
Yeah. There'll be giveaways. There'll be raffles. I have gone out of my way and purchased a couple cool things that we'll be doing for some fun raffles. Yeah. So
Super
come
fun.
out. It'll be, yeah. I'm very excited. Shout out Christian.
Yes, thank you.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be on the team.
What was it? What did you say you want to do? You want us to do the video? You're like, I'm brave.
There's a video. I've seen a few different pages do this lately where like, there's two different characters and the one will be like, hey, I'm Brad. Like, and I like made this fancy wall. Like I put all this trim in. And then the other one's be like, well, hi, I'm Brandon. And then he's like, hi, I'm Brad. And I just polish this and I stock all the ammo. And like, I take care of this. It's like, hi, I'm Brandon. And it's like, you guys do everything. And like, I'm just here. Like, hi, I'm Brandon.
This wall is here.
This
Did
building,
you do this wall?
this building wouldn't exist if it wasn't for
I
Brandon.
carried a lot of
So
these boards
shout-
up.
Did you hear me? So this building wouldn't exist. Brandon, you go on vacation. So
Yeah, I could have just taken that insurance money and run.
got
And
to
I
Cabo, baby.
probably should have. You know how long I could have stayed
We'd be
in
on a beach.
I could've-
You said we.
You know how long we could have stayed in Sandals, Jamaica for? Like, just never come back.
Just living on cruises.
For a while, anyways. You probably
I
could.
feel like I get sick of the food. It'd
Yeah.
be the same meal. And I hear, like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's all you can eat, but the servings are like
It's been a
kaput.
while since I've been on.
The one we went to was like a buffet. You could take.
Oh,
however
okay.
much you
Yeah.
want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at our resort that we're going to, and it's like, it's cool. And you
Mhm.
can go to a bunch of restaurants,
Mhm.
but like, look at the pictures of the servings. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to need about 10 of these, please.
Yeah. There was a few restaurants, the one we went on, where it was like, it's a restaurant. You go in, you order, you don't pay anything because it's already included. But yeah, it's like how Red Robin, like it's unllimit fries, but you get like six.
It's- yeah,
And you got to ask for
it
another
comes in a
six.
basket
and
that
then,
tapers
like,
at the top.
Yeah.
What is the comedian? I can't remember if it was Jim Jeffries or Bill Burr said, like, yeah, I'd love going to Sandals and asking for all of your resources. That's like, I mean, it makes sense. Like, yes, of course, they're giving us a little bit because they need
Give me everything you have.
Hi, Owen.
Hi.
There's
So
a
many
there's
friends.
there is an activity messenger link in the comment section.
Drop
click-
it again.
Click that at some point. It's and then when you're done watching us on stream, it's password protected. The password is capital B BYRNA, and then you can win a BYRNA
So cool.
launcher.
I'll give an extra magazine to the person that can tell me where this came from originally.
Doesn't mean you're gonna win. It just
Yeah, it
means you
doesn't
get a
mean-
mag.
Just get a mag. Mag if you win this.
only if you
To the person that wins, though. Yes. Yeah, give you a mag. By the way,
I'm trying to think about how this works.
the raffle, you win the gun. I give you an extra mag with it if you can
On the spot, like
within
if
the
I
next
ask
5
you.
minutes. Without looking up, we can see your search history.
Yeah.
Don't search it.
You cannot see your search history. It's probably a good thing.
Uh,
Some of y'all are weird.
oh, that's a certainty. With this chat,
Should we release the? I mean, how are you feeling about bonus phrases? Should we do that now,
tell the people.
or should we wait a little longer?
Ooh. They'll have to let us know in the chat. It's up to them.
Come on, chat.
Come on, fam.
Hey, Jason.
Are there any
Uh,
questions?
Yeah. Do we have any
I
questions
was gonna say,
before
'cause
we?
I've
Nah,
talked-
nothing.
I've talked about unless you have questions about BYRNA, I'd love to answer any questions about BYRNA that I may not have covered.
Or any questions?
Okay, here's a question. What would happen if I took an API bag? API is Arms Preservation Inc., for those of you that don't know.
What?
What happens if I
Sponsors.
took an API bag
Mhm.
and shot a BYRNA into it and it exploded and
Mhm.
I sealed the bag,
You have
And then
capsaicin forever.
crept up behind, could be anyone, but their name probably starts with an M, and I put it over his head, what would happen?
You'd probably go to prison for
Wow.
obstructing
Wow.
somebody's breathing.
Wow. I'll have him sign a form.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a complete surprise.
I'll post a sign
Not a
outside.
surprise. He just doesn't know what's going to happen. He signed the form, but it's like
I'll post a
indefinite.
sign outside that's saying, if you walk through, this could happen. By walking through, you consent.
API's legal department just called me and said,
Cancel everything.
Please,
Yeah.
please don't talk about this.
This is worse than the baby formula
Cease and
thing.
desist.
Like,
Cease and
please
desist.
stop.
Yeah, the baby formula.
That was a fiasco. We still not recovered from that. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's probably fine.
How long do I
Is the
microwave
BYRNA
this?
legal to carry if you don't have a pistol permit?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
That's the whole point of
Yep,
it.
it is 50 state legal so long as you are. They say at least 18 years of age. You can still purchase this, technically, because it is a launcher that you have to get the pepper, so you have to be 18 to get the pepper, but you can technically buy this younger. From all the research I've done, because you have
The
to,
gun itself,
yeah,
is
like the
nothing.
actual, it's like buying an airsoft gun or a paintball gun or something like that, which I think nowadays you might have to be 18. So scratch that. Yes, you have to be 18. But yeah, no, you don't need a pistol permit for it because it's not shooting a ridiculous.
pellet gun or BB gun. It's 16.
16.
in New
Okay,
York.
so
So I'm assuming this would be similar.
yeah,
A paint pellet gun.
Kids
what about a
with
paintball gun?
guns.
How old did it be to buy a
Kids
paintball
with
gun?
guns. They're
That's all this
taking
is.
over. It won't be long.
Yeah, paintball gun is 16.
okay.
So,
Long-winded answer.
but then like carrying.
You get this because if you watch the beginning of the stream, we go over the pistol permits and everything like that. This is why it's so good to get, because if you don't have your pistol permit, can't get your pistol permit, don't want to get your pistol permit, bingo bango bongo, this is what you get right here. This is, if you're just tuning in, the original BYRNA. So if you're familiar with like pistol sizes, we'll say a Glock 19, most sought after purchase handgun on the face of the planet. This is now the most sought after purchase pistol that is a paintball launcher or pepper launcher in here. They make the newer version, which is a CL, which is slightly scaled down. I would consider that more of like a carryable size. This is really good maybe for hikers or campers or
like that.
people that are overlanders, we'll call that. Travelers,
Sure.
Wanderers.
wanderers. You know what? The Chris Stapletons of the world. This is your. You get that reference. That's an extra magazine. Yeah, no, you get this specifically because you don't have your pistol permit. This is what you want to rock with. Or if you don't, and you want to get a smaller shotgun or a pump action
Burn a
rifle or
pepper
something like
shotgun.
that. Yeah, I mean, they do make less lethal shotgun rounds, which I would recommend against shooting someone with a full powered, less than lethal shotgun round, because it's still going to be potentially hazardous to their health indefinitely.
Control A, delete.
Yeah.
So if you are sharing the stream to get your extra little bonus point, again, make sure your privacy on that specific share is not set to private. I can only see public. That's one thing I hate about Facebook over the last 5 years is their shares are weird now.
Yeah, we're like if you only share to your friends,
Yeah.
we won't be able to see it.
It's like I can see that 4 people have shared it, but I can only see one specific person that shared it.
Yeah. Stupid.
Hey,
What else?
hey, Jason, come over here real quick. I want you to read the bonus phrase. Come here.
Oh, he even dressed up for this stream.
He did. He did great. So to get your last little sorry, bud. To get your last little first, how are you? How's your week?
It's been good. Kind of tired. It's a little late. Got school in the morning.
Yeah?
Last week. Second to last week.
Solid. So so this is the bonus phrase if you want to get one last little entry. Again, if you fill out the entry form, which you need the password, which is BYRNA, capital B,
How do you spell BYRNA?
BYRNA.
That was a B-U.
Nope.
Well,
B-Y.
looks like you're
Maybe
not gonna
another
get that
at your
password.
school. The password's BYRNA, BYRNA. If you share the stream, make sure it's public so I can see. And if you enter the secret phrase, that'll be another entry. If you do all 3, you get 4 entries. And Joe kind of texted me and said that if we close the submissions at 7:00 next live stream, that we will have 15 minutes to input all of the data. So we're gonna close it a couple hours early. So probably like next Thursday at 5 o'clock, we're gonna close the chat. So anybody listening on Spotify or YouTube or wherever else, just you have until next Thursday. Jason, what is the bonus word?
Is it both or?
It's 2 words technically.
The bonus words are spicy balls. SPICY space capital BALLS. Spicy balls.
Very nice.
Because that's what they shoot, spicy balls.
That makes sense. Yeah. At first, I was
You're like, what the what?
like, that's inappropriate. But then it's like, that's what it is.
Oleoresin capsation balls.
What?
Spicy balls.
Spell that. Yeah, that's actually the new
Oh.
one. Yeah.
Thanks.
So bonus word, spicy balls. In your face. You don't have to put the in your face part.
You can also use a Z. instead of an
I'll
S.
accept a Z. Spelling doesn't have to be exact.
Yeah, bows.
Vowels.
Fun stuff. This was a fun stream.
Very fun.
I like it. Thank you to our sponsor, API,
Yeah.
Arms Preservation
Always.
Inc.
You've already heard about them to those listening after.
They're amazing.
Oh, there are more questions.
The open carry one?
Will we have BYRNA to try it out for people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. What was it? Huh? What's the one?
This is the
Yeah,
test.
yeah. This is so we've already had one. This is the one that's what box is so beat up. We've always had one to test out. I have no problem if someone asks and wants to come in. This is how we make the sale, obviously, because you don't know what you don't know. I basically just take you right next door to the shop and you shoot a couple rounds off.
Kinetic. Or
Kinetic, yeah. We're no pepper. They do have a practice one, which is pretty cool. That's basically just filled with talcum powder. So on impact, it still looks like that capsation. So if you're shooting outside, you can kind of get an idea of the plumage, I guess, for lack of better words. But yeah, no, we just shoot the eco stuff right outside.
If you buy one, we'll shoot you with it, though. If you
Yeah,
want.
so
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
know. It's kind of like
sign a waiver.
when you get taser certified, you
Yeah.
gotta blast yourself just so you know. Yeah, no, this is a test. So if you ever want to come check it out, there are a bunch of features to it as well that I won't bore you with, of like how to use it and cool little perks of the parts and stuff that they use that you can always ask when you come in and test it out at the shop.
When you carry one of those, can you open carry it?
I mean, I wouldn't. That's
for sure.
The thing about open carry is now everyone knows exactly what you have, and you're immediately the number one threat. And I'm going to try to eliminate that threat first before I start going to the other sheep. So don't be the king sheep in this situation.
Never reveal your power.
Yeah,
level.
don't
Why?
don't ever do that. Yes, you certainly could open carry this, especially with the color scheme. They do make an all black and an all tan one, which looks pretty suspect. But on your property, overlanding, hunting, so on and so forth, sure. Yeah, it's easier because you're usually wearing a little bit more clothing than most, and that makes sense to open carry. But as a defensive tool, if you're going out about on the town, don't.
Yeah,
do
you're
that.
hiking on the Erie Canal in
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
don't do
it.
that.
Just remember, it looks like a gun, and
Yeah.
if you pull it on somebody, expect to be treated like you just pulled a gun on somebody.
How long are you disabled after you're hit with something like that?
So they claim with the standard capsaicin that you're looking at roughly an hour to 2 hours. Hour starting off being the worst, and then that 2 hour mark is when you start to go numb and everything. Your body starts to kind of get copacetic with it. In the research that I've done specifically with this capsaicin, because it is a powder, do not use liquid to, like, people will say stand over the shower and do that, but since it is a powder, the liquid actually, because it sticks to your skins and your oils, it actually gets worse. They say to use a rag and go from your forehead to your jaw down.
I'd argue that's with any pepper
Why are you
spray.
helping the
Yeah.
bad guy?
God damn it. You're
The
right.
bad guy's the one that gets
Well,
shot.
if you
with it.
you're using pepper spray, expect to
You're-
be spraying
yeah,
yourself.
you're already-
Water's reactivates the chemical, so
Yeah.
don't ever. That's just like rule of thumb. Don't ever use water.
We keep 55 gallons of milk at the house just for this in case.
Also, really didn't help that much. Now that I think about it,
Really? The milk?
you just got to embrace the suck for an hour.
I think there's a huge psychological aspect of this too. Like, heat of the moment, like that situation happens and you pull that and start shooting that at someone, like they're going to think that's a gun.
First the hit,
Like
getting hit with it would suck.
yes. Yeah. And then, the pepper spray, it's going to be effective. Like
My big thing is like when you get shot with the gel or the mist, it hits your lungs. Like you can definitely, like when you inhale it, like it really, like it takes your breath away. I wonder how the powder is to inhale.
I would love to do a demonstration.
I'm sure.
Probably
I just
worse.
haven't tried it, so I don't.
I would love to do a demonstration where there's some distance between you and the aggressor and you shoot a couple into the ground. Does it
Like
waft
riot
up
style?
enough to like, yes. Yeah. Does it waft up enough to like stay away from me? Like I have a perimeter here and like it kind of, you can keep retreating. That's how I would do it with an animal is like, I would send out a couple in front of me, like a smoke screen almost, and then try to evacuate. But I don't know if they put out enough. Like, okay, yeah, if you're running from a snake, sure, it'd be good. But like,
Skiff. It's,
you know,
if it'll skip.
yeah. Is it enough for a
Well,
human?
We'll try it one day.
summertime's here. More videos to come.
Jim, this is some great science. It says it has to be whole milk.
Mm.
Can't be that 2% bullshit.
Skim milk's lame. Gotta get that vitamin D.
Yeah.
Big old vitamin D.
That's the red cap, in case you guys are wondering. None of that purple and blue cap.
None of that purple.
Well, actually, no. Purple's fine. Blue,
What
no.
about chocolate milk?
Those are from the chocolate
What about
cows,
mint
right?
milk?
Yes, the brown cows.
Those are from the Oreo ones.
You better hope it's springtime. Oh, that's fun. That's good stuff. So is that just Jim? Is that just like is there just like a cooler full of milk on the fire trucks like at all times? Like every week you got to go out and switch that out, or it gets all curdled. Like
No, actually, if it's
some riders, just yogurt coming up.
if
Like
it's chunky, wouldn't that be better?
I guess.
It's exfoliating. It's
I'll fight through
exfoliating.
the pain. Get the
Yeah.
fuck away from me with that.
I'd rather be.
We're getting a lot of great questions. Cindy wants to know: do the same laws apply for keeping that locked up in your car?
I would argue yes.
It's a gun. Just treat it like that.
Just with specifically, okay,
I say no. I'm
We-
gonna go do it right now.
everyone's
Have fun.
everyone reacts differently to heat. There are tolerant and intolerant people when it comes to spice. So I would argue that if you have this thing loaded with pepper, it could be tried as something with like use of force with a deadly weapon, because pepper, someone could be allergic to it. That's just kind of how it is. So if you're going into some place that you don't feel comfortable carrying this and you feel like you have to leave it in your vehicle, one, of course, don't have it out in the open. Definitely have it locked up. And there's a company called Stopbox, which is really, really good. If you don't want to spend like the LifePod crazy, ridiculous Vault-Tec money, Stopbox is great. Really great, because as an adult with longer fingers, they designed it so children couldn't open it because it's a bunch of series of buttons along each corner. I would highly recommend getting that specifically to lock up in your vehicle. I don't think it is wrong of you to not leave it locked up, but you should just get in the habit of something that you're using to defend yourself with.
Sure.
If you're not using it, to have it locked up.
Yeah.
And for sure out of sight.
Like it might not legally be a gun, but it is for sure
Still-
it's a defensive. I hate to use the
still
word
treat
weapon,
it,
but
yeah.
it's a weapon.
Somebody
you know,
walking
you
by
don't
seeing
want-
that on your seat,
Yeah.
you're definitely gonna have a broken window.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And it's an item that's worth $400 or $500. Like it's not. you
Yeah, it's
know,
an investment on your life.
I would lock up
for sure.
$50, you know. So Jim clarifies. He goes, no, LOL. They would,
No,
they-
no, you gotta laugh.
Oh, ha ha ha! No, we used it when a certain police department was using pepper spray and they hit themselves.
Jeez.
They ran next door to the local AM/PM and grabbed some whole milk. It's the milk fat that's the key. That's what I was telling you.
So it has to be chunky.
The lipid,
You're right.
the lipids in the milk cut
Mhm.
down the.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh, I got you.
Look at you.
Jason Bleeler asks, "What happens if the pepper gets in your mouth?" I would say just go to like 7-Eleven and get a dog or something. It's a condiment at that point.
Like a
Hot dog.
Pomeranian?
No,
Oh.
don't steal people's hot dogs.
Okay.
You call them what? What do you call it?
A dog?
A dog.
No,
Lizzie.
no,
a
with the
shaboing.
You said a condom.
A condiment.
It's food lube.
Food loop.
Food lube or mandament. You don't do condiment. I'm not
Ooh.
putting a condom in my mouth.
Mandament.
Doing a
I like
mandament
that.
or food lube.
Food lube. Look at this.
Yeah.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Write that in a
Yeah.
letter and mail it to yourself.
You've never heard food lube?
No.
You've never?
Yeah, see? That's a
Tyler's acting like he's heard it.
I use it regularly.
No.
Ketchup's my favorite food lube.
No, you don't.
literally never said
You
that word in his
never
life.
say
He's
that.
never.
No.
Ask Prine.
Those neurons are just firing for the first time. Like, no way. No way. Those synapses are just synapsed. Like, it's not. No way. Get the frick out of here. It's fun.
I love this.
Cindy
Keep
says
it
this was somehow very informative. I'm not sure. I'm actually concerned by that. That's
going. Stopbox. We're not sponsored, but we should be.
I've tried to get them in.
They do a lot of sweet deals. Usually at the beginning and end of the year, obviously Christmas time and holidays, but they will pretty much regularly run like a buy one get one for a Stopbox because they want you to have that product in there, and they're like $30.
I've been getting a ton of their ads with
Yeah.
this recently, like in my
Have you?
algorithm.
Yeah.
You're gonna get more.
But I'm sure we all will.
Stopbox,
yeah,
Stopbox, yeah.
everybody will.
But yeah, no,
I get the one where the guy's like in his office and he's like, my employees kept complaining that I'd have my gun like on my desk.
I
So
hate it when
now
that
like
happens. Yeah.
he has like the stop box just like on his desk, like so that
He puts the
everybody
gun on top-
knows.
he puts the gun on top of the stuff.
I leave it open
There you
so they
have me.
know, but you know. Jeremiah says to practice safe eating habits, use a condiment.
I remember when I was 16.
Keep it food lubed. That's fun. Good stuff. Good stream, guys. Go to that activity messenger link for the form. Fill that out.
Password
and,
BYRNA.
Password's BYRNA with a Y. And you could win one of these. Make sure you do all the steps. Fill out the form. Type in the secret code.
Don't even say it anymore. You
Share
gotta find
it. And then, yeah.
Secret
You're gonna have
codes
to
for
go-
those that watch.
Yeah. If you watched, you heard them. It was some amount of words.
They were words.
Yeah.
Some
Love it.
vowels, some consonants.
Jeremiah's holding my feet to the fire here.
Yes.
Member perks.
Been there.
So all we've had, before the fire, all we had was the range. That was really all we had. You paid, you could shoot in the range, and that was it. Now we're going to have a super cool members lounge, which is going to be kind of constantly in development. And one of those things where, like we talked about before, like with this kind of stuff, like we're just the stewards of it. Like we want it to be the members lounge. Like if there's certain things you guys want, like we'll work towards those. We were talking the other day about, we'll put a certain budget, say $100 a week or whatever it is towards like snacks and K-cups and just whatever, little amenities for up there. And we'll put a little, honor box in there or whatever. And you don't have to, but like whatever gets put in there, that'll go like, okay, if we put in 100 and there's $50 in that box, well, then next week there'll be $150 worth of stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like we want to make it a community, type of place and just a cool, like how a firehouse might feel or how, just that third place that
Vending
you're
machine
welcome
with
to
beer in it?
That'd be cool.
For a nickel?
I'm fine with that. We also we have, and this is all on our website. It's a very nice chart that shows, if you could maybe link to all the benefits, but we have, I'll just do it. We have, starting
Already did,
even at
dude.
the
Already
silver. Yeah. Did you? Starting at the silver membership, which is going to be what, $35 a month when we open up. You can get it for cheaper now, but when we open, the new price, I believe it's going to be $35 a month. So you're going to get access to the range, obviously. You're going to get a discount on guests to use the range. You're going to get access to the member lounge, right? So that's the silver membership. It's our most affordable one. It's pretty much kind of just the range membership. That's the big benefit. When you go to the gold level, now you're going to start getting discounts on stuff that's in stock. So you're going to get 5% off anything, any in-stock firearms in the store, which is pretty cool. You'll also not pay the New York State NICS fee anymore for guns or ammo. So that's super cool, right?
Then it's not a fee. It's
a tax. It's a tariff. Yeah. And then you get one ultrasonic cleaning a month, and we will do free written gun appraisals for you for like insurance purposes. So like we've always, if you just come in like, hey, how much is my gun worth? We'll tell you. If you want like a letter on letterhead,
Yeah,
like
an actual,
we're saying
like,
that this gun, this serial number is worth this.
A professional.
Correct.
Yeah.
You'll get those, pretty much at any time, whenever you want those. That's no problem. And then Diamond, which will be our premier level of membership. You get obviously everything we've just talked about, but you also get percentage off training classes. You get 10% off special orders, and you get more ultrasonic cleanings, basically. So super cool. Oh, and you can bring guests at no charge. I forgot to mention that with both the Gold and Diamond. You can bring a certain number of guests to use the ranges with you, right? So Diamond, you could kind of think of that one almost as like your family membership if you want to. It gives you a lot of other perks too, like the discounts, but you can bring up to 3 guests at no charge. So mom and dad and a couple kids, 4 people can all only use the lane at a time anyways. So you can bring 100 people. 4 of them can just be in there with you at a time, or 3, you plus 3. So super cool. We have deals on all those running where you'll pay for an annual membership now. And the cool thing with those is you're going to pay now and you'll get the range benefits immediately. You can start using the range benefits right now. The time doesn't start counting, though. That year countdown of your membership doesn't start until Freedom Weekend when we open. So that clock doesn't start running until June. So if you buy it now, you're getting an extra like 6 or 7 or 8 weeks, whatever it is, of membership time. So little incentive. And like we said, the crowdfunding campaign, that price, like the silver membership is $325. Once we open, it's going to be $35 a month, which I think that's like $4 something a year, $450 or whatever. So it's a pretty substantial discount. They're all at a pretty good discount. And if a membership's not your speed, we also have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have sticker packs. We have several ways that you can support the crowdfund and the rebuild here as we get to the home stretch.
And if you love us enough, you can just become a lifetime member as well.
That is available
It's
too.
a Diamond membership, but for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Steve asked, do we have members only range time?
I'm glad you did ask. Hour before and an hour after, which we've said, man, we've been pushing that actually recently for the 4 months now.
Yeah.
So hours are, we open at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. Mondays we open at noon. And then Saturdays we open also, so that actually goes to Saturday. So we open at 10. If you are a member, then you come in an hour before then. Or when we close at 7, you can stay an hour after, so till 8. So the store itself in the morning will still be open, so anyone can still come in and do that. But as a member, you have full reign of the range in the morning and in the evening for an extra hour. So if you work late, come and see us afterwards. If you work early and you want to get here a little early, come see us then. Yeah, for sure. Open an hour early and an hour later.
Super cool.
John asks, how much is a lifetime membership? A lifetime membership is $10,000, and we do have some lifetime members, and they are always treated very nicely. All of our members are treated nicely, but lifetime members, it's a certain
Fresh cup of coffee.
prestige.
Don't have to ask.
I see you walk out of the range, and coffee's brewing.
For real though. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. Cool. What do you guys think?
So I just kind of like looked at like how the hell, because whenever you make something for the first time, I always get like nervous. It's never going to work out. So I just wanted to see how the live stream, taking of, contestants is going.
Is it working?
And yeah, guess who the first person had their alarm set?
Donna.
How'd you know?
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Donna's number
Oh
one.
my gosh. That's great. That's great.
How?
So
How
fun.
do you always do it?
Lucky guess.
She didn't win yet, but how?
It's too funny.
When I was writing up like the fine print, there's really no fine print, but when I was writing all that up, I was just like thinking about like Donna cannot win.
Just exclusions, Donna.
Donna. Just kidding. You're not excluded.
You're included.
You are included.
Yes.
But soon we're gonna have to game commission who oversees all of that.
I think the
SEC,
Yeah, they're gonna be like investigating us
Wait
because
a
of you.
minute. Yeah.
Like,
You just go over to her house and it's just every sweepstakes, like Publishers Clearinghouse.
It's like
She's
60 phones.
lifetime supply of like just the most random, like Chef Boyardee out the windows, like
So many
she's
box
laughing.
tops.
Yeah,
I like if you do have some extra Chef Boyardee, I'll take some.
for real. Yeah. All I'm saying is, whenever somebody else has won, they've never baked us anything.
That is true.
That's all I'm gonna say.
You are my favorite winner.
Yeah, that's all I'm
By
gonna say.
far. She's the only winner.
Yeah.
Favorite winner.
Good stuff. All right.
All
Is that a
right.
good stream?
That was a great stream.
That was a
Thanks
stream.
for watching. We'll see you next Thursday, and stay vigilant.
Look at you.